GGRC.
Hey everybody, welcome to another QuickSave Review with me, RC, here on GGRC. Also, with me as usual, my guy, my man over here, Sushi, sleeping as always, of course. Guys, today we're going to be taking a look at Mighty Switch Force Collection on Steam here. This is a great collection of games. For those of you who haven't played the series before, Mighty Switch Force is a series that started like way back. I want to say it's like 2010, 2011. They came out the first one. It was on 3DS. That's actually where I played the first two games. I don't believe I played them all the way through because the games do get pretty difficult as they go on, but they're very cool. They're very good games. They remind me a lot of, if you guys haven't played it before, another 2D platformer called Mutant Mudds. Mutant Mudds also has a cool collection of games that you could also get. I recommend, and I will say this collection here I also recommend because this is a great compilation of games here. So basically, if you're into platforming games and you like, you know, like of the Sega Genesis or SNES era, I feel like this is going to give you that nostalgic feeling, and I think you're going to have a lot of fun playing it. There are a couple things that I'm kind of questioning, I should say, with this pack here. We'll get to that in just a second here. One, namely, though, is that there's 4 games in the pack, one of which I haven't played before. Actually, 2 of which I haven't played before, but I have played one of them before, and we'll get to that in just a second. But they do have another game that's available on Steam called Mighty Switch Force Hose It Down, and it's a firefighting puzzler game that features some of the characters from Switch Force. It's like a $3 game, and I'm really surprised they didn't include it in this collection as a 5th game. It's kind of interesting that they didn't. It would have been something else to make the deal even sweeter, in my opinion. And it looks like a cool little game. It's actually one I haven't played before, but I'm surprised it was not included with the pack. But here, let's jump over and check out the game, shall we? Okay, so here we are, Mighty Switch Force Collection. Let's join, shall we? By the way, if you couldn't tell from the title screen, every game features sort of scantily clad women. You got the Mighty Switch Force women who all wear these sort of like bikini type tops, or almost bathing suits, I guess you could say. So basically what you have in the pack here is Mighty Switch Force, the original. Okay, this is like what was originally on the 3DS. You don't have the dual screen thing going on, obviously, so everything's on one screen, but the game works perfectly as is. Then you have Mighty Switch Force 2, which actually changes things up a bit, where you're not just using a normal gun and switching the blocks and stuff in front of you. You actually are hosing down fires at the same time, which adds a whole new twist to it, which is pretty cool. And it's actually what Hose It Down, the puzzler we were just talking about, is sort of based on. It's a puzzler game that uses the hose from this to save ladies in it. By the way, the whole point of these games is to save more scantily clad women, so I really hope that you like cute looking scantily clad women, because that's what this is all about here. And this is coming from Way Forward, by the way. Way Forward also works on the Shantae series. Shantae is a great series, absolutely love it. But of course, it's another game that features a lot of women who are wearing skimpy clothing. It's not something that normally bothers me all that much, but for those of you who are watching, it may bother you. I really don't know, but it's something to keep in mind when playing these games, because even though the women are cartoony, a lot of them aren't wearing much. Also, we have Mighty Switch Force Hyperdrive Edition. So this is one of the games I have not played in the series, and this is the one that I kind of have played in the series, if that makes sense. So basically what happened was, during the Wii U era, they took the original Mighty Switch Force and they redid all the graphics. Personally, I kind of prefer the original graphics if I had to pick, but what this also does is it adds in a whole new crop of levels. I believe they refer to them as hyper levels, and it takes a lot of the original levels and hypers them up, makes them more difficult, that kind of thing, kind of remixes them to make them more difficult. And then finally they have Mighty Switch Force Academy. Now this is meant to be a multiplayer game. I've never played this one before up until today, but it's a cool little game. It's one of those games where, like, if you have 3 other friends to play with, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Playing it alone, I found it to be just kind of okay. But here, we're going to start with Mighty Switch Force 1, just so you guys can get an idea what this game is all about. Now, I've only played through the first incident here. We'll jump into the second one here.
Let's go.
And let's do it. Okay, so as you can see here, you play as this character here, the girl, and you have your abilities to shoot your gun and break bricks. You have enemies like these bombs that you need to blow up to get to these women here and save them. All you gotta do is touch them, you save them. You can see in the top middle, that's where all the women that you have to save are. But yeah, you play as this lady cop. And that's really the whole game. You're just running around trying to save people. Yeah, we gotta get it over here. Break this one. Come on, lady, break it. Break it. Break it. There we go. You also have a part-time. You can see I'm not going to get anywhere near a part-time here because I'm not doing too well. They want you to hit it in a minute. I am, unfortunately, already hitting a minute here. So the whole shtick behind Mighty Switch Force is that you can switch these blocks in front of us. So you'll see right there you have some transparent blocks and some opaque blocks. Boom, look at that. So now we can walk through these blocks. We have to hit it again, and now we can jump on the blocks. So you're basically switching the blocks back and forth to platform, which is a ton of fun. It really works as a concept and as a gimmick for the game. It's something I have liked since I played it on the 3DS. I really dig it. Alright, we got one more we gotta save. Unfortunately, I fell, so we gotta go and climb up over this way. What's cool is even though you do have a part-time to hit, the game is not gonna penalize you too much for not hitting that part-time. Not a big deal. Then as soon as you... Oops, we got hit by that guy. As soon as you collect all the ladies, you gotta head back to your robot, climb in, and that's the end of the level. That's all there is to it. It's, like I said, a real simple, quick platformer, very reminiscent of an SNES or Sega Genesis style game. And of course, you know, she needs to settle into the hot tub in her very skimpy clothes. Like I said, if that's something that bothers you guys, you're going to see a lot of that through this game. So, just throwing it out there. So you kind of get what Mighty Switch Force is. Why don't we do one more level here just so you can see it. And also the game does guide you with arrows to kind of show you where, you know, the girls are at that you need to save. Let's see here. And you can hold Y to kind of like look around a bit, which is helpful. Right now I'm not... There we go. You gotta actually jump into those things. I kind of forgot about that. Okay, so let's jump into this one. How did we jump in there? There we go. Oh, okay, so you gotta time this. There we go. Now we got her. And then we got one more to save. Yeah, it's fun coming back to this after so long, though. Okay, we got a robot guy up there. I love coming back to games that I actually really enjoyed and then playing them again later on because it's so much fun just revisiting these games that you liked and playing, you know, just playing through a bit of it to be like, man, this was so fun. And this was, in my opinion, a very underrated game on the 3DS. I remember certain outlets talking about this series and stuff, but I feel like it was almost panned in a way, like people kind of forgot about it, but it's actually really good. And I'm really glad this collection exists because I think it'll bring people back to the series and maybe even get us a new one, which would be great. Alright, so that is the first game. Let's jump into 2 so you guys can check out the cool fire hose stuff going on in this one. So here you go, you can see we got this fire hose, and check this out, these things also make an appearance again. Oh, we're gonna burst this guy, I guess. Oh, he actually ate one of the ladies. Was not expecting to see that. Definitely not. Now, I believe I played much more of 3 than I played of 2. Though both games very, very fun. I think it was one of those situations where I gotta wait for him to turn around. There we go. It was one of those situations where I got both games for some kind of deal at some point, I think, and ended up playing a lot of the first one and playing a bit of the second one. And it's not so much that I didn't like it, but you know how it is when you get a lot of one style of game at once. You kind of like, you almost need something else to kind of like, oh, there's a crying baby up there. You almost need like a palate cleanser between, you know, that and another game of the same type, you know. At least that's how I feel. We'll go up over there. Oh, she dropped. Luckily she doesn't die from the drop. And we got her there. Oops, too soon. Saved her. But we got a cry baby to save. Let's be honest here. We gotta go save that baby. If we can. Can we drop here? Oh, okay, we gotta do that more quickly. We're gonna save the baby. Alright, drop. Nope. Not soon enough. This is also gonna kill our hard time here, but that's okay. We're gonna get the one collectible we can get here. There it is. There we go. We see that she kicks the baby. What do you think about that? You can also see the baby icon now in the top right there is now filled. Pretty funny. There we go. There's all the firefighter ladies, of course. Not wearing a whole lot. But what did you expect, right?
Let's go. It's hot in here.
All right. Let's see if we can get one that actually has fire in it. So there's a fire character there. How do we get past the wood? This is not something I really remember here at all. Look around here. I feel like... Oh, I see. This is what we gotta do. We gotta trap him in there. There it is. But yeah, little fire character there. There's some fire we can actually put out. So this is like... The first level has a lot more that you actually gotta put out, but... As you go, you're gonna come across more and more of that stuff you gotta put out. Alright, we gotta wait for that guy to come back. There it is. Nailed it. And we're gonna get her. And run back over here. We need... There we go. We're not doing too shabby here. Honestly not. Look at that. We're moving right along here, aren't we? Okay. Put out that fire. Oh, and yes, you can soak up the other girls. See that they have a little animation where they kind of shake it off, which is great. Nice attention to detail. Always love that kind of stuff. Ooh, that's no good. Just explodes him. Okay, we gotta put this guy out first, I think. Yep, okay, so now he's good. Puts that on fire. We gotta put this guy out again. Put him up, there we go. Light that thing up.
Area secure. Got ya.
Up we go. This level's definitely much more involved than some of the other ones. Pretty fun. Oh, jeez. So... Okay, how are we gonna do this part? Okay, so we can get her to fall. She's right there.
Stage clear.
Okay. Ooh, jeez. Okay. Oh, I see. I think I know what we gotta do here. Okay. We gotta... So he'll catch on fire. There we go. Send ourselves up. Whoop. And there's the baby. But not able to get the baby this time, but we'll come back another time and get the baby. But as you can see, Mighty Switch Force 2, a bit more involved than the previous game. I feel like with the addition of the fire and some of the little fire characters there and everything, it adds a little bit more to the whole puzzle aspect of it, which I think is really, really cool. Alright, we will now jump into the third game here, which is Hyperdrive Edition. So, we're going to play through the same couple levels, or at least one of the levels here. This is the same game. So, as you guys can see, it's the same game as the first game, but the graphics are a bit different. So, like I was saying, personally, I like the graphics from the first game a bit more than this one. I don't dislike this, but the first game just has much more of a gamey feel to it than the art. I guess that's like the best way to put it. There we go. But this one has a bit of, you know, for those of you who aren't too familiar with WayForward, they also did a boy in his block. Oops, that's no good. Yes, I hit that at the very wrong time. They also did a boy in his blob. They did a remake on the Wii for that. Great little game, by the way, if you haven't played it. So this art style kind of more matches what they were going for at the time with that game, and I think that may have been sort of like the shtick, if I had to guess. I gotta find the last. Oh, she's up over there. Okay, I think I gotta go up through here to get over to her. But yeah, like I said, I don't necessarily dislike the character art in this or anything like that, but I do much prefer the look of the original game if I had to pick one. But yeah, still not a bad looking game. Looks good, plays well. That's one of the other things I gotta say about this collection too, is I'm playing this on Steam, and for PC, this game just plays really well. There's like no hiccups, no problems, everything just runs buttery smooth. It's just really well made little collection here. By the way, for those of you still watching, this is a $20 collection, which is a pretty good deal, considering you consider it like a, you know, $5 a game type of thing. So here, we're gonna jump into the last game, Mighty Switch Force Academy. This is the one that I wasn't super hot on. As you can see, like, they have it lined up where you should be playing with 3 other people. I finished Course 1. We're going to jump into Course 2 just so I can show you what this game is all about. And right now you can actually see why I'm not super into this game, which is the fact that things are tiny on screen. And this game doesn't... It also, like, to you guys watching the video, it might look like it runs fine, but it's also got a little bit of a... I don't know how to put it. Like, it doesn't... It's not that it runs slow or anything like that, but because of the size of everything on screen, it just has this really weird momentum to it. Like, the character feels like she's running very slow, even though it's more than likely no different than it is in the regular games. But the sheer size of everybody just looks really strange to me. Alright, we're gonna make our way over to the robot. And just everything on screen is just like way too small for my eyeballs, that's for sure. But as you can see, it plays very much like the original games, just much smaller, and you can play it multiplayer, which is pretty cool. I'm not so sure that you can play this online, though. That's one of the other issues, too, is that I think it's couch co-op only, and you guys are playing together from what I can tell. But I really wish that this had some sort of an online mode as well, because an online mode for this would rock. So an online mode for that would be cool. If they added in that other puzzler game that's $3 on Steam, I think that would be a good idea. But regardless, I think even for $20, this gives you a lot of game to play. Despite the fact that they throw in the first game and then the remade first game, the Hyper Edition, which is basically the first game with new graphics and some more hard, you know, some more harder levels, we'll say. But regardless, I think this is a great collection. You're getting a lot of really great games that work great on Steam here. I'm playing this at 1080p, have seen no hitches whatsoever. Everything runs really good. It looks beautiful on the screen too. And it's one I could definitely recommend if you are a fan of platforming, because I absolutely love platforming games, and I love games that are really well made, but they also have that throwback feel of the SNES Genesis era. You know, this game definitely feels like it fits in that era, but has, you know, the modern polish and design of a contemporary game. So yeah, definitely check it out if you haven't played Switch Force before. It's really cool. Well, guys, thank you for watching, and of course, I'll see you all next time.